Going back first to the Ball State game, I just want to start out by thanking Brenda Tracy and Set the Expectation opportunity that we had, and James for organizing it and giving us the opportunity, as student athletes and coaches, to be a part of something that was so special. It was great having her with us, and said a lot, I think, throughout the week about it, but that's pretty special to have that be a part of a game day atmosphere, and super thankful to our players for that. From the game, just the good things. Offensively, averaged 5 yards a carry. Continued to be very efficient in the red zone, 100% in the red zone with scoring. We improved on third down. We're 100% on third medium, which was really the area that we've struggled. And we're 8 of 10 in the first half on third down. I thought we made some really good contact, difficult catches, body-on-body catches, which was an area we needed to improve. Defensively, thought we improved in the run defense, holding them to less than 3 yards a carry. There was 4 times our defense was put on the field after turnovers, after the onside kick, after getting stopped on a 4th and 1, where the defense all 4 times held them to a field goal or less. And got an interception of their own after the onside kick. It was a great response by our defense. I thought it showed a lot of mental toughness. And I thought we were good on third down defensively from 3rd and 3 up. Did a nice job getting the ball back, got some pressure on the quarterback. I thought our special teams were exceptional. Trent Gill, 6-7 on his touchbacks, punted the football well, flipped the field position. We covered his kicks well. We were aggressive in our coverage. The blocked punt by Max Fisher, and the scoop returned down to the red zone by Malik. The punt return by Thayer for the touchdown were huge momentum plays for us in the game, and something that we've been waiting on and excited to see that part of our special teams step up. On the bad side, 3rd and short, 4th and short, both sides of the ball need to get better. I thought we dropped some layup catches that are easy plays for us, and got to focus on catching the football and making our layups for the quarterbacks. Obviously you hate to see 2 interceptions. Both were tipped balls that end up being picks. A tremendous play by their guy on the one. The onside kick is a play obviously we want to be able to recover and put the game away. Too many completions on us, over 15 yards. None of them were touchdowns, but chunk plays that affect your field position, and plays we've got to be better at moving forward. And just getting the ball back. We got 1 takeaway on defense at the end, but creating more takeaways is a huge area of emphasis for us that helps our offense, and an area we can improve. From a health standpoint, Dylan Ottenreath is out for the season, unfortunately, and we'll be back, and have an opportunity to get a 6th year as well after next season. But just another really good player, captain. Hate that for him, and he'll do a great job leading our football team to the best of his ability. And a positive, James Smith-Williams is back in action, and look forward to getting James back this week. And not sure how much. We'll see how he responds to practice, but he's really excited to get back on the field with his teammates. Moving forward, get a chance to play at an incredible venue and against a football team that has great talent. And you talk about them. They're outscoring their opponents in the first quarter at an alarming rate, and for us, starting fast, particularly on the road, would be a huge point of emphasis for us. But more importantly, obviously, playing 4 quarters of football. When you look at them offensively, their quarterback got dinged up in the last game, so I'm not sure what his status is. But both of the guys that they have, Hornibrook came in, and he's completing over 70% of his passes. Their tailback's really the guy, and not to take anything away from their receiving corps because they're outstanding, but Cam Akers is a really good football player and all-purpose back. All 3 downs, he's effective and efficient. He can run you over, he can make you miss. He's good after contact, averaging 127 yards a game, and has 8 touchdowns. He's their 3rd leading receiver. He's thrown a touchdown. Really good football player. Their wideouts are scary guys. They can run. They're averaging 19 yards, 14 yards, 15 yards. Obviously Terry's their big, deep threat guy, but their slot receivers are tremendous players. Their tight end, McKitty's a really good player for them. We've got to do a great job up front and really across the board of defending the run and not giving up big plays in the pass game. all these teams we play now are no huddle, up tempo. So I mean that's just kind of par for the course. They're a up tempo offense. But just building on what we did last week on defense is going to be key in this football game. And being better than we were the week before. Obviously learning from our last road trip and understanding our shortcomings there and being like we are at home on the road in a hostile environment. You know, their defense, they've got a really, really good defensive line. They're impressive. They're big. 3 starters over 300 pounds and 340-pound inside tackle in Cooper. You know, Wilson, number 21, is an excellent player for them. Doeren on the edge to the field at 300 pounds. So, I mean, you've got some mass that you got to deal with. Their linebackers are quick guys. They're long. Their safety, number 23, is a North Carolina native and a really good football player for them, leading tackler. They're an active defense. They've got a good staff. They do a lot. You know, they're 3 down, they're 4 down, they pressure, they play press coverage, they play quarters. They do a lot of good things on defense. And so we got to execute at a high level. It starts with us not beating us and eliminating, you know, the penalties that you've heard me talk about is huge. Obviously, you don't want to do anything to hurt your ability to have manageable down and distances. So excited about this opportunity and a chance to go play a storied program. Questions?
You mentioned the short yardage problems. Not having Dylan as one of your best blockers, what do you try to use there, or who do you try to use there to replace some of that blocking ability?
Right. Well, Dylan Parham's done a good job for us, and so his role just steps up. We were rotating the 3 tight ends, as you saw, with Kerry and Dylan, and so now it's just 2 guys getting the share those reps. And you know, Thomas Rocchio is a guy that we trust, you know, that now ends up in a position where he can play. And you know, you may see different personnel groups. You saw us using Icky at times as an extra lineman in the game, and so we've got to be creative, you know, and anytime you lose a part of your team, you've got to figure out how you're going to replace it. But we have other bodies, other personnel groups, and so we'll just have to major in some other things at times.
With a guy like Thayer Thomas now at this point, having a passing touchdown, a receiving touchdown, and a punt return touchdown, has he been lobbying at all for another carry? I know he had one last year.
Another what?
Another for a carry around the goal line to be able to complete all 4.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all those things are part of what we do, you know, so it's just a matter of what we end up in and the looks we're going to do. But our jets, our reverses, all those things are a part of our game plans. And so whether he ends up in that or not, we'll see.
Dave, you got Bailey a meaningful series last week. Do you have a plan going forward as to how many quarterbacks you're going to use and how you might you use them?
Yeah, we haven't talked about it yet. That's what we do today is game plan, and so I'll get back, and our staff meeting's at 3:30. But I was excited to get him in the game, you know, like he mentioned during a series that wasn't mop-up duty, and allow him to play is good for him. And obviously did some good things, you know, had a nice scramble to get us a first down, and then the interception, which he'll learn from and grow from. But we don't have anything, you know, in stone yet.
With Kirk's background, I think, and what they used to do with multiple quarterbacks, have you guys kicked around some of those concepts at all?
We've talked about everything. Yeah.
With Matt's skill set, it would seem he'd be pretty good at that type of
At what?
red zone, short yardage type
Matt?
usage. Yeah.
And we've done that. We had 2 rushing touchdowns in the game down there.
But I'm saying the other element of it would be to use the other guys perhaps as a way to get the ball down.
We talked about all of it.
Dave, the tough catches that you talked about on Saturday, how much did that improve the 3rd down efficiency?
All the catches improve the 3rd down efficiency, you know. I mean, that's the
Is
thing.
that a big part of the improvement?
Yeah, I mean, it helps. Thayer made a great catch, which was a 2-handed catch, and then Mecca made the 1-handed catch. And, you know, you can go back to last year, and there was a lot of circus catches made by our wideouts last year, you know, plays where people think they shouldn't have been caught, and they were caught, you know, and that's football. I mean, you got to make some tough plays, and we'll make those, you know. I'm more concerned about the layups we're missing than I am the circus catches that we're making, you know, I mean, because that's going to happen from time to time. But the ones that, you know, the first play of the 3rd quarter, we throw a great pass to Mecca, and he doesn't catch that ball, and that's those are the kind of plays, for us. Eliminate the penalties, make the layups, and then let's see what happens. You know what I mean? And I think that to me is the biggest thing that we have to do is be the team that doesn't beat itself, that takes advantage of the plays that are there, and then go make the great play. That's how you become elite. And so we're still working on that.
You mentioned James and Dylan. What about Bam? What's his status? And even if he's not available, how much does the depth that you have at running back make it where you could be a little bit more cautious?
Don't know on Bam. Expect to have him. I think he could have gone back in the game, but the place we were at, Ricky was playing well, Jordan was playing well, and so I haven't seen him yet today. He's been in the training room doing all those things, but expect to have him Saturday.
How much of a luxury is it to have that many guys that you can put in there and you're confident in?
Well, you need them. You need them, particularly in the heat that we play in. And like I've said from the start, the change of pace that they all bring, Trent Penix as well. These are all things that help you, and using their skill sets to open up the playbook.
Coach, as you watch Florida State, what's holding them back? You say they have talent, but they just don't seem to be the old Florida State. Do you know why that is, possibly, as you watch them on tape?
If they play the first quarter, the 4 quarters, they're killing people. They're up 56-9 at the end of the first quarter right now. And so, I'm sure they're talking about being a full quarter football team, and, they're like all of us. You want to play your best football for 4 quarters, and they've got really, really talented players on that field. That's the one thing you see. Their offensive skill is elite at every spot.
Along those same lines, the last 2 weeks, your second halves have not been as good as your first halves. Is there one particular thing you can point to, and how do you change that?
Yeah, our second quarter has been our best quarter. It has. And, in the first quarter, it's been pretty stale, feeling people out, making good adjustments, and then taking advantage of it. Defensively, we played well in the first quarter, with the exception of West Virginia. So, the third quarter, we got to come out of the locker room hot. That's what we have to do, and it's not like we're coming out there without a plan. Like I said, we went out there in the first series and had 2 mistakes in the first 2 plays that we can correct and will correct. But that's the whole part of the football game when you're dealing with young players. They're super angst coming out of the locker room. They have all that, and then they settle in, they start playing. We got to settle in sooner, and then we got to be able to maintain that through the game.
Coach, ACC play starts this week. How big of a change is that? This I'm sure what the guys and the coaches look forward to.
Yeah, it's really the second quarter as you look at our season, how we look at it, and before we get into the bye weeks and all those things for us. And so, this week, and then get a break, and then a Thursday game, and then our schedule gets kind of crazy. After this, all these Saturdays that we're not playing. So. I think you can look at it from the outside in, and all right, now the stakes are different. For us, they're not. We're looking at this as the next game, next opportunity. I said that from the beginning of the season. Our players were very adamant about having a 1-0 mentality each week and not getting too up or too down, trying to never play to the level of your competition per se, play to what did you just put on tape and how can you be better than you were the week before. And I think that's going to be the same message no matter who we're playing because of what these guys have asked for.
Coach, I was joking about the question about Thayer earlier, but I wanted to ask you as well, just what has his versatility brought to this team?
The thing you love most about him is how consistent he is. Every day he's a gym rat. He's in the meeting room, he's working on his craft, he's trying to get better, he doesn't get up, he doesn't get down. He's just the same guy. And for a coach, that is so nice to have, knowing what you're going to get from this dude every day. And that's what I love about him. The plays are coming because of that, in my opinion. His consistency makes him a consistent playmaker. And so it's going to continue because that's who he is, And when he doesn't make the play, he's able to get to the next real quick, And he believes in his work ethic and he trusts his coaching and the plan. And very versatile, very smart, high football IQ, highly competitive. And, that's what you want in a football player.
Coach, along those lines, he was kind of pegged as a guy with sure hands, which means he's not a guy that's going to take it to the house, kind of. I guess to see him, to take it for the 6 on Saturday. How good of a feeling was that for you guys?
Oh, it was awesome for him. He is a lot faster than people give him credit, and he's got great acceleration. His shuttle time is one of the best on our team. And, anytime you're running under a 4-flat shuttle, I mean, that's an easy time. He's done that multiple times. And so Thayer has really good explosive movements. He makes quick decisions. He's not afraid, and that's what you need at punt returner, a guy that can make a guy miss and stick his foot in the ground and quickly accelerate through the holes that are there.
Are you pleased that the team's been able to make as much progress as it has, being number one so young, and then number two, losing a lot of really quality, experienced players for sometimes the season, sometimes a few games?
Yeah, it's been challenging for him, and I think that's the hard part, because you want to build off of the chemistry that you have, and then, you lose Tyrone the second practice of fall camp, and then you lose C.J. Riley in the first game, and then Nick's out after the first game, and James is out after the second game, and you lose Bolt for one game, and so it's a revolving deal with your chemistry at times, and so it does make it challenging. And like I told the team last week, we don't have freshmen, we don't have seniors, we have a football team. We need to just go do our job and not worry about your age anymore, period. The fact that we only have 7 active seniors or whatever it is, it doesn't matter anymore. We're going to have to get the most out of what we got. We've got a young team that we're not going to talk about it. We're just going to talk about playing and doing our job and getting better, and letting these guys be the best that they can be through our schemes and our plans and our ability to coach them through things and get them better fundamentally. And I think that's the bottom line. Like, we need to play smarter. We need to play a better technique. We are playing hard. Like, that's one thing you see, but it's not beating ourselves with these guys and elevating their ability to move forward in the program without saying, hey, in a year he's going to be better. No, he's got to be better in 3 days, so that's where we're at.
And it's kind of, I guess it's important that you built the depth in this program to be able to fend off something like this.
Well, yeah, the last 2 recruiting classes have helped with that. The guys that are having to play right now are guys that we did a good job evaluating and recruiting, and thankful that they're here because they've helped us be a competitive team. And where that takes us is really up to us now. It's just a 1 week at a time deal, and after this Saturday we'll get a little break to reset it and really study it.